General Secretary Talam begins four-nation tour to Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Russia and Belarus.
15th National Assembly convenes 9th session. Focus on historic issues.
Solutions to increase competitiveness and attract container shipments to Cua Lo Port.
Hello, so good to see you again on today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên and here we go, the first headline of the show. On May 5th, the General Secretary Talam and his spouse, along with high-level Vietnamese delegation, just began a state visit to Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Belarus, and official visit to Russian Federation. The visit aims to deepen the traditional friendship and multifaceted cooperation with these countries.
This is the first state visit by a Vietnamese General Secretary to Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan and Belarus in over a decade, and the first official visit to the Russian Federation by General Secretary Talam in his new position. In Russia, the General Secretary will attend the 80th anniversary of Victory Day in the Great Patriotic War, a significant historical event in Vietnam-Russia relations. The visit contributes to strengthening political relations with these countries, consolidating traditional friendly relations with nations that have long-standing ties with Vietnam, and have supported and assisted our country in the cause of national defense and construction. The trip is also expected to open new opportunities for cooperation in potential fields such as economy, trade, energy, and education.
Also on May 5th, the 15th National Assembly convenes its 9th session at the National Assembly House. This session holds particular importance with historic institutional decisions to be considered and approved.
The session will consider the amendment and supplementation of the 2013 Constitution, a strategic step in political and legal reform. The National Assembly will establish a drafting committee, seek public opinions and submit a resolution before June 30, 2025. Besides legislative work, the National Assembly will also discuss and pass 34 draft laws, 14 resolutions, and provide opinions on 6 other draft laws related to national defense, security, judiciary, finance, education, science and technology, innovation, and digital transformation, all essential pillars of the country's strategic transformation in the new era.
Meanwhile, the U.S. President Donald Trump has an exclusive interview with NBC News on the occasion of his first 100 days in office, in which he made a series of notable statements on tariffs, immigration, foreign policy, and his political future.
Are you any closer to reaching a peace
In the
agreement between
interview,
Ukraine and
Trump
Russia?
strongly defended his controversial economic policies and blamed his predecessor for inflation and economic decline. He emphasized that tariffs would make America wealthier and are necessary to address the trade deficit with China. On the issue of borders, Trump declared that the U.S. now has the safest borders in its history but acknowledged that the national emergency remains in effect. Regarding foreign policy, Trump reiterated his commitment to ending the Ukraine conflict and did not rule out using force to control Greenland for security reasons but would pursue dialogue on the matter of annexing Canada. Trump also stated that he would not seek a third term, despite his team recently launching a new product, a hat named Trump 2028.
Upcoming are some updated news.
The Prime Minister has issued an official dispatch requesting ministries, sectors, and localities to urgently implement the Administrative Procedure Reduction and Simplification Program. Accordingly, the Prime Minister directs units to reduce at least 30% of investment and business conditions, 30% of processing time and 30% of administrative procedure compliance costs. He also requires ensuring 100% of internal administrative procedures are simplified, completing process restructuring and integrating 100% of online public services on the National Public Service Portal by June 2025. Aiming to implement administrative procedures regardless of provincial administrative boundaries this year.
A Nagaean delegation led by Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Bui Tanen, participated in a series of investment promotion activities in China. During these activities, the delegation attended the International Trade Conference between Jiangsu, Sichuan, China, and Nguyen, Vietnam, with the participation of delegates from businesses and associations of both countries. At the conferences, Nguyen introduced investment opportunities in agriculture, industry, energy and logistics. The Southeast Nguyen Economic Zone Authority signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Investment Cooperation with the Jianyang City Investment Promotion Bureau. Sichuan Province. Many Chinese businesses also expressed interest and are expected to visit Nguyen for investment exploration in May 2025.
During the 5-day holiday from April 30th to May 1st, with favorable weather, Nguyen became an attractive destination for domestic and international tourists. According to the Nguyen Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism, the province welcomed around 1.17 million visitors, a 23% increase compared to the same period in 2024. Of this, about 370,000 were staying guests, and tourism revenue was estimated to reach more than 1.989 trillion Vietnamese dongs, with 746 billion Vietnamese dongs coming from tourism services.
Resolution number 3 of the Provincial People's Council on supporting shipping lines for international and domestic container transport, as well as the businesses involved in the export and import of goods via Cua Lo Port, is a key strategic policy aimed at fully exploiting the potential and advantages of Cua Lo seaport system. After more than 1 year, this policy has resulted in positive changes in attracting container shipments. More in the story.
In 2024, the first year of implementing Resolution number 3, the province supported 2 shipping lines and 6 businesses with a total amount of nearly 24 billion Vietnamese dongs. In 2025, amidst global trade wars, businesses have requested further support policies to help them overcome difficulties.
In 2025, with ongoing global trade wars, Vietnamese and global economy facing many difficulties, Nguyen province's support policies for import-export businesses are very significant. We hope that provincial leaders will launch more appropriate and effective support policies.
According to shipping companies, the demand for container transportation through Cua Lo Port is quite large. However, there is only one-way export shipments, which leads to additional costs for returning containers. Moreover, large tonnage vessels cannot currently dock at Cua Lo Port due to the lack of synchronous and timely investment in upgrading the channel system.
The international container export market is very large, focusing on minerals and food products. However, cargo mainly goes one way, which does not ensure efficiency to attract large vessels to dock at Nguyen ports. The channel also does not meet the necessary technical criteria to receive large vessels.
To improve Cua Lo Port's competitiveness, businesses propose extending and increasing support levels for shipping lines equivalent to neighboring localities, to retain shipping lines and attract more shipping routes. In addition, investment in port infrastructure, dredging of the waterway and container handling facilities should be upgraded to allow large vessels and long-haul routes to dock more efficiently, reducing costs. Furthermore, the introduction of tax incentives on imports is recommended to attract more imported cargo.
The last story to send it our program today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye and see you later.